Alright, my friends, I hope that your day is going well and that you're having a low pain day. Today, I want to talk about boundaries, pushing boundaries, and trying to test the limits of my disability. Now, if you're subscribed to this channel, if you follow this channel, you know that I post videos of my daily workouts. Sometimes I'll do a short video on every work lift I do. Other days like today, I did a full workout, but I only posted 2 videos. I just didn't feel it. I wanted to get my workout done and over with because it was a high pain day. But on the subject of working out, last week I tried something. I always vary my workouts every few weeks. I switch up the routine to make sure that my body doesn't get too used to one thing and I stagnate. And at 46 years old, a lot of what I'm doing is really more maintenance as opposed to growth. And trying to extend what mobility I have and, the other health benefits as far as my diabetic A1C goes. But a couple of weeks ago, I decided, you know what? I want to push the boundaries of what I can do as a disabled man lifting weights. And so last week, I went super hard. I did workouts that were twice as long with twice as many different movements, heavyweight as I could. I did about comparatively 3 weeks worth of workouts probably last week compared to what I do. And by the end of the week, I was completely discombobulated. I was in excess pain. I was malnourished because I wasn't getting to prepare the meals like I usually want to. I was dehydrated and I was sore and I was pretty much useless outside of just sitting here and recovering after those workouts. But it wasn't a bad thing. I was able to push my boundaries, find out what I can and cannot do, and adjust accordingly. Last week I found out that I could do more than I expected, but I also have to keep in mind that I am disabled and every movement, every action, usually leads to increased pain later. And I have to, it's okay to push those boundaries, but you have to make sure that you're getting your nutrition, that you're taking care of yourself, that you're getting proper rest. And today I was like, I want to try it again, but I was still hurting from last week and still, so I just did my regular chest and tricep day with a little bit of back and core work. And so what I usually do is I usually do 3 different workouts twice a week. So Monday through Saturday, I hit a routine twice. But last week I did, yeah, too much. So this week, I'm going to be going back to those, 3-day cycles, hitting each muscle group twice. And during those workouts, I'm going to be a little bit more intense. I'm going to use as much weight as I can, try to push out for one more rep when I can, but I'm not going to do what I did last week as far as the amount of time and lifts that I did last week. And I think, this is a good sign for me because a big part of my depression came right after my injury. I tried to walk it off and I tried the mind over matter thing and I tried to push myself and that just made things a lot worse. And I spiraled afterward, mentally and emotionally. But last week, I went super hard, and by the end of the week, I was seriously beat up, and I couldn't take care of myself properly. So I'm adjusting, and I'm living, and I'm not in a depressive spiral. I'm not frustrated. I am thankful that I learned from it, and that I am on the road to recovering physically, and I've taken a big step mentally. And so, as far as my conclusion about boundaries, I think as a disabled person, we're often coddled and we're, you know, almost pushed into this corner of what we are expected to do. If we can't do what people expect us to do, then we should only do this. And I think that that is a bullshit mindset that keeps us stuck. At 46, I'm a lot stronger, as far as my upper body because I have a lower body injury, but I am a lot stronger than I was at 30 or 25. And it didn't come from me listening to people saying, well, maybe you shouldn't work out with the weights. Maybe you should just, keep your leg up and just try not to move. And nah, I've been at this for 3 years and I'm getting strong as shit. And so pushing boundaries can be good, but we have to do it with caution and we have to listen to our bodies and be okay if we can't do as much as we want to. And that's it. If I talk too much more, it's going to be a waste of time. But I hope you guys are well. And I hope that this encourages you to try that thing that you've been intimidated to. And if you fail, a failure ain't nothing but new knowledge that you can apply to your next attempt. Anyway, y'all be easy.